So I'm planning my trip to Vegas and I leave tomorrow. And a lot of times I end up booking my trips last minute. And so I that drives a lot of my friends crazy and I know it. But I've sort of figured out a way to get some of the best deals last minute, so it works out well for me. There are a few things that you want to book sort of in advance, and some of the travel blogs say that, flights you want to book like 60 days out. I'm not finding that that's really beneficial in terms of pricing. I'm still finding a lot better deals like 1 to 2 weeks out, sometimes even the day before. So I'm going to show you how I find some of the best travel deals. So what I usually first go to is flights, maybe accommodations, whichever you want to do first. But I use Skyscanner on the phone, works even better, and I think you can probably do it on the computer here. But what it does is you can actually just put in to anywhere, from anywhere. I can say from Fort Lauderdale, say search everywhere. There we go. It does it on the computer as well. And then you can just even put your dates are flexible, and then it just shows you everything. So let's pull the date out of here and see what happens. Uh, Cheapest month. And then you can search. So I find the searchability of this website incredible. Now, most of the time, the prices on this are the best. Once in a while, I will scoot over to Expedia. I still find Expedia a little bit more expensive, but it's just good to sort of compare. The one airline I also check independently is Southwest. So for whatever reason, they don't show up in the aggregators. And I can usually find, if that's one of their routes and it works out okay, I can usually find a ticket for $20 to $30 less on their site as well. So just that's my thing. If you decided you weren't sure where you wanted to go, like you start at $35 in the US, you can figure out where you want to go based on your budget. You can kind of have some fun with this website. I really like the app too. It functions really well. It's super easy to use, super easy to switch back and forth between flights and airports, since I have several airport options here. So one of my favorite travel apps is Skyscanner. They also have the same app for hotels and cars. So again, great aggregator website. So that's one of my number one picks. Again, Expedia is reputable. They do great things. A little more expensive, but a great app. Kayak. I want to take a moment to talk about this app. I've used it once, and that will be the first and last time I've used it. They spend a lot of money on marketing. The app works very well. However, the only time that I have used it was to book a hotel. We showed up at the hotel and it was a nightmare. They didn't have a room for us. It was 20 minutes on the phone to Kayak. It was awful. So, and they said that happens a lot with people who book that hotel through Kayak. So for me, it's not worth the hassle to try it again and see if it works. If I'm one and done with these apps. There's enough aggregator websites. That is my personal experience with Kayak. I'm sure that some of you have had great experiences, but that's what I have to say about that. So those are the top three that I use there. Cheap hotels, I also use Hotwire a lot. I use this one more for hotels than I use for flights or cars. Okay, so this one, what I can do is actually put in here, this is an old account, I've been using it so long, it shows up in Canadian dollars. This one, I can actually put a price watcher on it, and it will let me know if the prices go up or down. Now this, if you are an anxiety-ridden individual, Stephanie and Victoria, if this is you, this is not your app. Because what they do with this app is as you get closer to the date, the prices will rise. And they will send you email after email saying the prices are going to rise. This app for hotels is best used for last minute. So the day or two before, usually the day of, you're going to get your best price deal. So in Hawaii, our travel plans fell through and we ended up with a hotel for $77 a night downtown Waikiki. This app works best on a last minute basis. It works okay on an extended basis. It will definitely tell you if prices are dropping. I like to watch the trip watcher so I can see what's a good price, what's not a good price. But certainly set your budget, know what you're willing to spend, and stay there. Okay, so that's my advice for using Hotwire. Love this app. I've never been disappointed by any of the hotels. And the key here is that you can't see what hotel you're booking ahead of time. You will see the star level, and you will see sort of the general area, and you will see like whether they have Wi-Fi and a pool and what amenities they have, but you won't see the name of the hotel. But every hotel I've booked the Hyatt for $110 a night off of this website. So this is, one of my go-to apps. So I use Skyscanner for flights. I use Hotwire for hotels. Okay. Other ones to know of, and they're pretty popular and common at this point, are Airbnb, which is, people renting out rooms in their houses. This one is tricky. Okay. These rooms in their houses, it can be their own places, their vacation rentals. Okay. Uh, this one is great. I found some great places on here. But what you need to know is if you're staying in a room in someone's house, you should also be considering couch surfing. Okay. I use couch surfing. I host people in my house. I've met some of the most incredible people on the planet through this website. They are now some of my greatest friends. You'll see them in the videos, I'm sure, coming up because they're my gypsy friends. I learn a lot from them about all over the world, some of the travel apps, all those kinds of things. Love couch surfing. And so, people are always like, oh, it's people traveling that are hobos and homeless and whatever. And there's a lot of like stigma around couch surfing. And it's really not that. It's not people that are freeloading. It's really people that are wanting to meet locals and get the local experience. So when you stay at a hostel, you're meeting other travelers. When you stay couch surfing, you're meeting other locals. You get to meet other people. I really like this. It brings you a sense of community. I travel by myself, so it gives me people to go out with. I meet people in the area. It's always very welcoming, and it's really nice to sort of be able to sit down and have sort of a great dinner or drinks with some people that already feel like friends. So it has a review system on it, and it's always been super safe. I'm a little selective who I host and where I stay. You certainly have that option. But what I was going to say is I've seen places that rent for $130 a night on VRBO. The same place is free on couch surfing. So if you feel more comfortable paying $130 for the same place, you are more than welcome to. But travel tips from me says check both sites, find your friends, make sure you've done your homework on this one. Okay? VRBO is a little bit higher end, a little more expensive. Quite often you're not staying with people, you will be staying in your own private place. And you can have the same thing on vacation rentals, but you have to select that because sometimes it'll be like a room in someone's house, generally inexpensive. The other nice thing with couch surfing is you get a local insight. So, when I'm planning trips for scuba diving, I'll try and find someone who scuba dives, even if they're not going to host me. I'll get some local information about what the best dive sites are, where I want to be going. Any of that local information is then readily available because when you call a dive shop or you call a touristy place, you're never getting real information. You're getting a sales pitch. So keep that in mind when you're looking at those types of places to stay. Okay. Now, other things that I do when I've got my flight and my hotel nailed down, or Groupon and Living Social, I'm not going to show you those websites. You need to go look at them. But I always look at airport transfers. Failing that, I go to Uber, okay, or a shuttle. So I look at the shuttles, see what they have, and then I go to Uber. Uber, if you don't already know, is lighting up the world like a storm. It's like high end. It's people who drive you in their personal cars. So much better than a taxi cab. Their app is brilliantly easy. There's no money required. You can tip if you like. I always tip. I'm a good person. Most of these people, I've been doing a survey with my Uber drivers. I've been asking them if they work for Uber full-time or part-time. Most of them are doing it part-time to save for some gypsy-like goal, like they want to travel or they want to do better things for their children, which really fits in line with what we're trying to do here at Social Media Awesomeness. We're really trying to create a world where we can all do what we think is awesome. So it's not always about awesomeness in my way, it's what you want to do that's awesome. So this is one of those ways you can save a lot of money. It's about half the price. There's price quoters on there. It is just incredible. I'm going to put my my code across the screen. It gives both if you sign up, it gives both you and I a $25 voucher, which will go a long way for you. So when you sign up, put that in. We both get $25. Definitely worth taking a look at and signing up. If you ever need a cab, this is certainly the way to go. Okay, where are we at? The other thing is, if you decide you do need to rent a car, this is RelayRides. This one you can, it's like Airbnb or VRBO for cars. So you rent someone's personal car, or if they have an extra car they want to rent to make some extra money, this is the least expensive way to get a car. So in Hawaii, for example, we car rentals for an economy car are like $100 a day. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we went and I found a car on here, and I splurged a little on this one, and I spent $60 a day, and we got ourselves a Mustang convertible for the weekend to head up to the North Shore, do some of the extra hikes. Had a blast in it. So it's one of those, like, if you're at it for a week, that starts to get more expensive. But you can rent everything on this website. You can rent R8s, you can rent Teslas, you can rent whatever car you want. I mean, given that it's available in your area. And again, the app is super easy to use. You're communicating back and forth with the driver. When I left Hawaii, we had to cancel. It was super easy to cancel. Again, you don't get your money back when you cancel on this website, which is the downside. But it's you save a lot of money. So and you have unlimited mileage. Really an easy way to find inexpensive cars in a hot tourist destination. Okay, so again, there's reviews from the owners, like from people, their interactions, saying, okay, this guy was good, he was difficult. And so again, it's a little bit like any of these websites. There's reviews on how the interactions were with those people. So it's customer service based, and these people have an incentive to do good by you. So this is another one of those hot topic websites that I love. Okay, last two. These two aren't as exciting. The last one I use is All Trails. You can use this in your own neighborhood on a daily basis. This one geolocates you and tells you where some of the best hiking is. I don't always agree. We did a quote unquote easy trail. I would probably not take my grandmother on that trail. So just read the reviews, read what people are saying. Definitely take a look at what's happening with those. So those are great if you like to hike. If you don't, then it's not going to be your thing. The next one that I use, I don't always find that these are the least expensive. It's Viator. It's like it says on there, it's a TripAdvisor company, so it's partnered with the reviews and the TripAdvisor and whatnot. This one I don't find the deals that great. Like if you're going to look for a deal, you certainly want to go to Groupon or Living Social. But this one gives you a broader overview of what's available. So on Groupon or Living Social, you can only find what there's deals on. This one, you're going to find everything, and then you can maybe do some internet searching, find a deal on it, decide what you want to do. It has all the TripAdvisor reviews on it, so it's nice so that they don't have to build that. You can read the TripAdvisor reviews. So it's a really good system here. So I'm going to Vegas. It might be worth picking up the monorail ticket, just depending on what our plans are, where we're going, what I want to do. So again, some great stuff on here, gives you some ideas of trip planning, gives you a feel for what you want to do. So those are my top apps for traveling. And I'm sure that you guys have some more that you'd recommend, and I'm always learning about more. So if you have some, great. Mention it in the comments section below, and we'll take a look at them at some point when I add another video about top travel apps. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.